everyone, what's crack-a-lackin'? My name's Amel and you're watching Newsbreak. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern says she wants to lower the country's voting age from 18 to 16. It comes after the country's highest court decided that the current voting age discriminates against younger teens. Here's Michelle to explain more.
Being 16 means you can drive, work, in some cases leave school, and even pay rent and taxes. But at least in Australia and New Zealand, you can't vote.
I'm so incredibly passionate about this campaign because I know how it feels to care about your community and to care about the world and not be able to have your say in who's dictating policy.
This is Caeden, one of the co-directors of an organisation called Make It 16.
And we're aiming to strengthen youth voice in our democracy by lowering the voting age to 16 in New Zealand.
Why do you want to lower the voting age?
16 and 17-year-olds, many of us are working part-time and full-time jobs that we're paying tax on. And politicians today are making decisions on long-term issues that will ultimately impact 16 and 17-year-olds just as much, if not more, than current voters.
This has all led to a court case in New Zealand, which found it's discrimination to keep the voting age as it is because it limits the rights of young people. Now, New Zealand's Parliament say they're going to discuss some legislation for the government to vote on, which means they could follow a growing list of countries with 16 as the voting age.
So the Supreme Court has given us hope that we can lower the voting age, maybe not in time for the next election, but definitely before the election after that, and that makes me incredibly proud.
There has been a massive earthquake in Indonesia. The 5.6 magnitude quake has destroyed thousands of homes in West Java and more than 150 people have died. Major rescue efforts are underway at the moment to help people that are trapped, and authorities are warning that there could be more aftershocks to come. Hey space fans, check out these views of the moon. You're looking at NASA's Orion spacecraft completing a flight around the moon. It's the closest a human spacecraft has got to the lunar surface in 50 years, cruising past at a distance of around 130 kilometres. Orion is part of NASA's Artemis 1 mission, which took off on Thursday and is the first step in a big plan to get humans back on the moon. Now we're about to meet Caeden. She has OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, but this year she took up a brand new hobby to help with her recovery.
I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder last year. OCD is different for each person, but some common features are anxiety, perfectionism, and cleanliness. My OCD has at times spiraled out of control. In 2020, I moved to a new school. Bam! Hello lockdown. With barely any friends and learning remotely, I became more isolated and anxious than ever. I developed dermatitis from washing my hands so often. I started seeing a psychologist, but I didn't seem to be getting better. But then, I discovered swimming. Diving into the cold pool and feeling that rush of adrenaline. There's something about being in the water. Everything that's freaking me out leaves my mind. I joined a swim team and started swimming at a competitive level. I feel much healthier now. I still see specialists, and I have fears that make no sense to anyone else, but I love my life, and I know I'm a little different. Now I know I belong.
The US holiday of Thanksgiving is 2 days away, and well, it's a tough time for turkeys. That's because Americans love eating turkeys on Thanksgiving, but luckily 2 birdies just got off the hook. Cue US President Joe Biden. Ooh, nice finger gun action. Every Thanksgiving, the US president pardons 2 turkeys so that they're not tonight's dinner. And this year, the lucky turkeys are chocolate and chip.
I hereby pardon chocolate and chip.
The tradition goes back 30 years, and after being pardoned, these turkeys will live out their retirement at a university.
Do you want to talk?
All right, well, that's all from us. We'll be back tomorrow. See ya!